What's up everybody, welcome to your 23rd JavaScript tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be going over something called browser information. Now what we're going to be doing in this tutorial is getting information from the browser. Now if you don't know, this whole thing is the web browser. Now we can get information for a bunch of different reasons. Let's say we wanted to find out what web browser the user was using because maybe it wasn't compatible with our program, or maybe we just wanted to get it to tell the user, alright, it's time to update your browser, or maybe we just want to get it for the heck of it like we're going to be doing in this tutorial. Is an object called the navigator object. So let's go ahead and type navigator, add your period. Now what the navigator means in JavaScript is the web browser. They don't call it a web browser, they call it the navigator. Would have been a lot easier if they just called it browser or web browser, but they didn't, so you're gonna have to learn navigator, you can't change it. Now after the period, and this is what you're going to do every time, you're going to type what part of the web browser you want to use. So, again, what's up everyone, welcome to my 24th JavaScript tutorial, and this tutorial is on something called event handlers. See, I got something in my YouTube inbox from some person named AltQ2001, and it says, dude, you need to do one on buttons and interactive effects. So alright, AltQ2001, here is your tutorial, or at least one of the many I'm going to be making on interactive effects and buttons. Like I said, if you guys want to see a tutorial, just let me know and I'll make it for you. Now get your notepad open, and I know it's been a long time since we made a JavaScript tutorial, but make a basic HTML document with just a body. Now as you can see, we don't have the basic script tags that we used to do, and this is not a mistake. I'm doing this for a reason. Whenever, or I'm not going to say all the time, but in the beginning when we're working with an event handler, this is one of the rare situations where you can actually code JavaScript without putting it directly inside. Now instead of just talking, let me actually show you guys what I mean. Go ahead and inside your body, and make sure it's inside your body and not your head, go ahead and make a simple form. Now you can make event handlers and rollovers and a lot of different things, but for this use we're just going to be putting it in a basic form. In case I didn't describe, or you guys don't know what an event handler is yet, it's pretty much all the interactive stuff with JavaScript. Say once you click a box or a link or something, then a message pops up, or if you want to scroll over something, it changes to a different picture. That's what we're going to be making today. So anyways, back to this. Go ahead and create your basic form, make your opening tag and your closing tag. And inside your form, you're going to want to put a basic input. And to do that, just type input. And if you don't know what any of this is, make sure you watch my HTML tutorials and I'll explain it right in there. Now there's many different things you can put inside a form. Oops. What's up everybody? Welcome to my 25th JavaScript tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to create objects and what objects are. So what an object is pretty much a different way to organize information in JavaScript. It's a lot easier, well I'm not going to say easier, but it's different than a variable, and a lot of people think it's a lot easier, so I figured might as well teach you. Now there are two ways that you can actually make objects in JavaScript, and those are a constructor function, which we're going to be learning how to do today, or by using something called an object initializer. So let's go ahead and start with our constructor function to build our first object. Now I'm going to be putting this in the head of our document, since we don't really want to put it in the body because we don't really want the user to see it. We just need it to tell the browser what to do. So go ahead and start building your function by typing in the word function. I'm going to move my mouse so you can see it. And let's make computer. Why? Because computers are always fun to play around with. So right now, what we did right here is we defined our function. We have a function and we're going to name it computer. Now in the parameters, we're going to be filling in those later, but right now I'm just going to leave them empty. And right here inside your brackets, this is where all the properties go. So again, define your function, name it whatever you want to name it. I name mine computer, and inside here is where the properties go. Now all of this right here is the basic building ground for your constructor function. This is what all the layouts are pretty much going to look like. So now that what's up everyone, welcome to my 26th JavaScript tutorial, and this is kind of more a continuation of 25. And if you just watched 25, everything was pretty complicated, and now in this tutorial I'm going to be putting all the pieces together and everything's going to be coming to light. So in my last tutorial I got so excited I forgot to actually put in my script tags, so let's go ahead and do that right now so you don't forget. Go ahead, script type equals text slash JavaScript, and then make an ending script tag right above your head. And you're actually gonna want to be adding one of these to the body. So let's copy and paste those right down at the body. So now you got a script in your head and a script in your body. Let me just separate that so you guys can see a little easier. Now, as you know, before we made a function which was actually an object function, and we named it computer, and we set all of the parameters equal to a value just so they were a lot easier to work with. The next thing that we did was made an instance where we said, alright, we have a variable, my new computer, it's new, we'd never used it before. What's up everyone, welcome to your 27th JavaScript tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over object initializers. And remember when I said there are two different ways that you can make objects. One was a constructor function and the other was object initializer. Well, this is what I'm going to be teaching you guys today, and it's actually about 200 times easier than a constructor function. So let's get started. When you're working with these, you actually don't need to write a function and an instance separately, because when you're making object initializers, the function and the instance is kind of combined all in one. So the syntax to do this, the first thing that you write is your object name. So I'm going to make mine computers. I just make it computer. And of course you got to set it equal to. Now in your parameter, the first thing that you want to add is, well, I'll just add them one at a time. You can add the properties and then the values. So let's go ahead and add the property. We'll do it same as last time, put drive, and after the property you make a colon, and then after the colon in quotation marks you give it whatever value you want it to. So let's make this one a floppy drive. And as you can see, right now we have an object right here named computer, a property of that object drive, since drives are part of computers, and the value of that drive is floppy drive. You can also add more